wonder how one decision can completely reshape your life, but still lead you exactly where you're meant to be? This week on Stack Conversations, I'm sitting down with my best friend, Desiree, founder of AMEE Events. From building her event planning business to navigating life as a teen mom, Desiree shares how her journey, her faith in God, and the power of real friendship helped her step fully into her purpose. This conversation is honest, inspiring, and full of real life gems you don't want to miss. Make sure you like, follow, and share Stack Conversations for more real stories every week. This is Stack Conversations. Let go. What's up, family, and welcome to Stack Conversations, where we build Lego and talk about life one brick at a time. Today's guest, family, is one of my lifelong best friends, an ambitious entrepreneur with an event planning company that brings all of her clients' dreams to life. A dedicated and loving mother, supportive friend, and one of the kindest people I know, the one, the only Desiree. Welcome. How are you?
Such a warm welcome.
You know I got to do you up, right, girl? Long time. But yes, so welcome back. This is not your first time building with me, but first time to the podcast.
Yes.
How you feeling?
Excited. So excited for this next step. I'm excited to be here.
Okay. You're not a long time Lego builder, so I am going to provide you a little Lego set. So today I got you the Lego Creator Orange Cat. All right. It's got a total of 79 pieces. You think you can knock that out?
Yeah, we're going to try.
All right. Yeah, you can open that bad boy up and go ahead and start getting your pieces out. And then, of course, if you need a little help, just say that. Be prepared for a lot of this, y'all. So hopefully we won't get into our usual banter, but hopefully we will. And y'all can see our real relationship, right? It's okay. Don't let them run off. No, I don't think you dropped any.
Okay. Yeah,
pieces.
One of the pieces was in there. But
Yeah.
I got it. Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, listen. While you go ahead and get your bricks separated, I just want to know what, if any, what is your first memory of Lego? Do you have a first memory of Lego?
I was going to say, I don't even know. I mean, I've done Legos, and then when you're a child, you think the really big block style situation, but
like the Duplos.
Yeah, so I've done Legos, but if I'm being honest, I can't say it was something that really stuck out for me. As a child, I will say building the Legos with you for your channel was probably one of the fondest Lego memories for sure, because I felt like that involved me, one of my best friends, and us just chopping it up like we normally do.
Yeah.
So I can't say my oldest memory, but my fondest would have probably been when we built together.
Okay, so that's understandable. So I'll take it a step further and just say, when you were young, what did you love creating? What was your thing? Were you like a Barbie doll kid? Did you like to go outside and play? Like, what did you like to create? You like to draw? What's up?
I'm laughing because my first answer was going to be anything that let me be in charge.
Bossy. One thing I left out of her introduction, bossy.
Listen, I have been me my entire life.
Yes.
Someone actually just asked me that, and they was like, describe your personality, and I will say I've been me. I've been me my entire life. My mom told me when I was very young that I would have to figure out what I wanted to do because I probably couldn't work for anybody. She was like, hey, you're going to have to figure it out because I just see you, working for yourself.
Yeah.
But I will say my childhood, and I just talked to Catherine about it, I was outside.
Yeah.
Like, me and my sister were outside. I mean, neighborhood kids, riding bikes, make-believe, exploring the outdoors. Like, I feel like that's a lost pastime these days. And even though kids are outside, don't get me wrong, but there's so much thought like, okay, we got to be safe. We got to be mindful. So many people are dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
But when that was probably one of the best components of my youth is being able to be outside. I mean, street lights coming on, like that type of outside. Like, we lived in a neighborhood that had a really tall hill. So the joy was being able to ride down the hill. Each house had some different element. Like, one house had a really huge tree. So that means they had a bunch of leaves. So we were able to jump and make piles, and we just always went on an adventure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Every day was an adventure. So for me, childhood, I was a creative. I like to draw. I like to write. I like to create stories. And so much of those started outside.
Yeah. I could definitely agree to that because I had that same conversation with my kids earlier this week. I was like, man, we had a week off of school. I would never have been inside. I would have been outside.
Ever.
I would have been hanging out with my friends. We were going to get together and just try to hang out, even if we couldn't go somewhere. Because, you know, nowadays the kids are like, oh, can we go to the trampoline park? Can we go here? They want to go everywhere where you got to spend money. That wasn't not,
that wasn't even an option.
that was no option. Real. Like, it was like, go outside and play, you know? And then that was it.
I remember actively learning how to ride my bike and taking the training wheels off and being super excited about that experience. And there's a lost pastime of being able to just genuinely create your own fun.
Yeah.
And that's something I talk to my kids about all the time. You have to be able to create your own fun that does not break the bank, that does not run your pockets.
Mhm.
I think it's a disservice that you always have to be doing something that requires money.
Yeah, and I'll tell y'all right now, like, you see the two of us, when you see me, you see her, you see me, you see her, type of vibe, like, we're going to have fun.
Every time. It does not matter.
It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter where we are. It's going to be a good vibe.
It's going to be a vibe. It's going to be a vibe. And I tell my older kids that it never bothered me if I went somewhere, whether it was a club when I was like in my early 20s, because I knew how to create my own fun.
Yeah.
So one thing that I noticed with kids now, and I get it, COVID happened, but y'all don't know how to create your own fun. And I really feel bad for them because as long as I got my people, whether it's my friend, my sister, at this point, even my kids are very similar to me.
Yeah.
We could be in the middle of a situation and we gonna turn up.
Yeah.
Like I'm not a wall holder. It does not matter if the DJ is trash. Because I feel like I'm responsible for my own fun.
Yeah, I think you're definitely a creative person, even in your work life. So, do you want to talk about a little bit about what you do outside of being a extravagant mother?
Short answer, I create memories.
Create memories.
That's what my job entails. Long answer, I'm an event planner, a creative. My job involves being more of a liaison and a creative director for social and corporate events. And my job is to figure out how to pack as many memories into one event as possible.
I got you.
So when you think about your wedding.
Yes. Because I was going to give you a shout out.
Shout out to the Morrises.
So she's been an event planner for years, 16 years. And when I met my wife, all right, we were girlfriends, we were dating. I was like, yeah, when we get married, my best friend, she gonna have to be our event planner. And she was like, cool, that's fine. She was all for it, but it was hands down. There was no other option.
There was appreciate that.
And then I told her, I was like, yeah, I was like, I would have you at a wedding, but you know, I want you to also do the planning. And she's just like, I can do both. I can do both.
So persistent.
Yo, she was adamant. She was like, I can do both. So okay, I said cool. So I was like, my brother was gonna be my best man. She was gonna be my one of my bridesmaids.
I wasn't going for it.
She wasn't going for it because
I love Neek. Shout out to Dominique. I love you.
That's my brother, y'all.
It wasn't that. Being a planner provides me with a little background knowledge that I just know what certain things are required.
Yeah.
And certain people just don't have the know. It's more
that's absolutely.
They just don't know. Because if you're not going around planning weddings every day, why would you know?
Well, and the thing about it is my wedding was the first wedding that I was a part of. Like,
yeah, you said that.
I had never been a bridesmaid before. I had never been in anyone's wedding. Mm-hmm. I had never traveled with a bridal party or anything like that. So I really didn't know what to expect. So you know, she dove right in and she was right there you know, helping my brother out along the way, and she was doing so much. I was like, yo, I got to upgrade her. And I surprised her and I was like, hey, you know, can I upgrade you the best woman? And she was all for it, y'all.
I was crying. I love good surprises. And I think one of the things I'll say about Erica and her wife that I truly appreciate as a planner, me and Erica have been friends for a very long time.
24 years.
To be exact. we've been friends for a very long time, but unfortunately with certain people, they're just not as privy to the process of planning and what that looks like. And again, if you're not walking around here planning multiple events or multiple weddings, I don't expect you to.
Right.
But one thing I can say I appreciate about the two of you is you didn't fight me. You know what I mean? You trusted me. And as a planner, a client that trusts you changes the experience.
Yeah.
And it's not, I'm not here to spend all the money. Let me be clear. Now, every now and then, every now and then, there may be something that I'm like, let's just splurge on this.
I was double teamed. It was her and my wife against me.
Stacey was like, you know what? But I said that to say I appreciate the fact that you trusted me as your planner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it makes the world of difference. Like when people genuinely trust you with something so special and
so intimate.
And I mean, if we're being frank, their money.
Yeah.
Their money. It changes the experience when you know I'm not trying to get over on you. You not trying to get over on me. I'm just trying to provide you guys with a really great experience.
So, like, I got to ask, when did you see yourself becoming an event planner? When did that creative part of you develop?
So I've always been creative. And I love like arts and crafts and putting things together. So any parents out there, y'all know when y'all kids have projects, I genuinely struggle when I can't help. And I'm trying to get away from that. I'm trying to be like, hey, you just as creative as me. But it'd be hard if I'd be like, if you just turn it this way, it'd be. But I said that to say, I've always been me. I've always been creative. Now in high school, I don't know if you really remember, Erica, but in high school, I was the friend that's like, oh, it's so-and-so's birthday. I'm going to go to, I think at the time it was Walmart. I'm gonna go to Walmart. I'm gonna get a little cake. They sold these little cakes.
I ain't never get no cake.
That's a lie. Don't let her lie in here today. But anyways, I would get a little cake. I would get like a balloon if allowed. And I was just that celebratory person of the group. I always wanted to celebrate. I believe in celebrating everything. I believe that life is meant to be celebrated.
Yeah.
Now, fast forward, I started at Georgia State. I was majoring in managerial sciences. But I just, if I'm being honest, I really just didn't know what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to operate in some kind of managerial, and at that point, I can't even say entrepreneurial, just managerial role.
Okay.
So fast forward again, maybe almost 4 years into college. At this point, I had already had my daughter previously in high school, and I had my son in college. I was talking to Shakina, and I was like, girl, I just don't know what I want to do. She was like, well, you know, you could always do events. And I was like, why would I do events? Like, ain't nobody finna pay me for that. And this is back before it was, like I said, this is year 16.
Yeah.
So this is before it was super, super saturated. And she was like, you could do events. People would pay you for that. And I'm like, ain't nobody finna pay me for that. She was like, yes, they would. Like, and I'll say this, even present day, my clients are not clients that have no know-how on how to plan events.
Right.
They just ain't got the time.
That's a lot.
You know what I mean? So in that moment, I was like, okay, well, I'll try. So I started doing little things for my friends and family. I don't know if you remember the flood of 2009 in Cobb County. I don't even know if you was here.
I wasn't here.
In college. Yeah.
I was in college.
Everything in our community was flooded. Basically, I organized a flood drive with myself and my kids' daycare at the time. We collected all kind of items, and Aaron, who actually was also starting his business,
right,
he provided some catering.
Okay.
So that was, I think, our first event. And we invited the people of the community.
Right.
So that was like in my head, my first event. Again, continuing to do events for friends and family. My first really big event, I think, was like my mom's surprise 50th birthday. And from there, it just grew.
Yeah. I don't even know where you started. I just remember it was just like one day it was like boom. But no, you are definitely great at it. I mean, let's not even talking about weddings, right? Let's just talk about something small, like maybe a birthday party. You just jump right in and can take over that stuff. If anybody's out there and y'all need some event services, make sure y'all hit my girl up because she's great at what she does. And she does have different scales. If you want somebody that's just day of, if you want somebody that's full-fledged, do everything from start to finish. Me and my wife was full-fledged start to finish, folks. We was like, hey.
Her time was had.
And there were times where I had to call her and be like, hey, I don't need my event planner right now. I need my best friend.
She was very clear on letting me know which role I needed to show up as, because
Yeah.
that's also a little different. I think she got the best of both worlds because we are best friends, but I think it was a benefit, I would say, being able to have a planner who also knows you personally.
Yeah.
To where I could say, this is personal advice. This is not just me being your planner. I tell people all the time, I don't really want to just plan weddings. I want you to really invest in your marriage.
Yeah.
So planning a wedding is one of the first processes that you go through as a married couple, to where you're learning how to compromise.
Mm-hmm.
You're learning how to budget. You're learning, the family dynamic, because I go through so many situations with weddings to where, oh, the mom don't like this person, or the da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, y'all got to learn how to navigate that. Like, what does that look like for y'all?
Yeah.
And really, I've gone through events where, oh, my pipes burst last night. I got to figure out what I'm like. It's so many things that I've gone through as a planner, to where it's almost impossible not to get close to my clients. You know what I mean? Because
you're building relationships. That's essentially what you're doing. Because I know that you're obviously going to have repeat clients, for whether it be weddings or birthday parties or just, school events and things like that. But I got to ask you, because you haven't started building yet, but you did separate all of them pieces.
Because I'd be having to see, because the last one worked me. We ain't doing that this time. I'm going to make sure I have my pieces.
So you separated all your pieces. So it's going to give me a perfect transition into my next topic. Okay. Do you think, just in your everyday life, are you an instructions person or are you an improv person?
Definitely an improv. I'm the person that when you open up the box of instructions, I'm like, I'm pretty sure I can figure this out without it. But also in my daily life, especially within my career, my job is troubleshooting. My job is maneuvering through when something goes wrong. Or I tell people all the time, and I want my kids and my godkids to know, like, hey, life happens. My job is to figure out how to make it work.
Yeah.
Like, so much of my job is troubleshooting, to the point where a million things on y'all wedding day. Oh my God. That vinyl, when I say rocked me and Erica, I was like, what did y'all get the strong stick, or
I think it was the paint. Just gonna put that out there.
Who picked the paint?
Listen.
No, I'm asking genuinely.
I got the paint.
Okay, so it was you. Okay.
I got the paint, but it got done.
But that's the thing.
Yeah.
It gets done.
Yeah.
So
being able to just kind of
being able to figure it out.
Yeah.
Like, that's not just a mom quality. That's just a life quality. That's a life trait. You just gotta know how to figure stuff out and roll with the punches. And now I do believe, if you are an instruction person and you listen, it could make your life extremely easier.
Yeah.
But also being able to maneuver when something changes your dynamic.
The only thing that's consistent in life is change, and you have to be able to be someone that's going to be able to shift and be able to improvise when things do go awry, and when maybe the instructions don't work out, because sometimes that does happen too.
That's a lost skill for children, though.
Yeah.
Like, even in my youngest, her dad and I were working so diligently on teaching her how to work through
critical thinking.
Yeah. Because it's so many kids, grown kids, that struggle. And I'm like, did you even try option A, B, C, D? You just immediately, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Prime example, the zipper on her coat. In the mornings, depending on what mode she's so much better now. But depending on what, headspace she's in, that, like, how you get home from a long days of work and you drop the keys or something? Like, and you're just, so depending on what headspace Catherine is in, that one small zipper set her off. And I'm like, woosah.
Yeah.
Did you do all of your steps?
Yeah.
Did you align it? Did you shift it? Did you make sure? You know what I mean? Like, do all of the things before. Can you help me? No, I cannot. I can, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I need you to try first.
No, for sure.
I need you to do all of the steps again, if you did them the first time, and then tell me if it doesn't work.
Because kids don't have that ability to think past what you told them. And I'll tell this quick little story, because Stacy called me one day because on her way to work, she was so upset. She had all three of the kids in the car on the way to school, and she was looking for her bag, her book bag. And she asked one of our twins, hey, is my book bag open? in the back seat. And she was like, yeah. And she was like, can you zip it? Like, can you close it? And she was like, that's not what you said. You asked if it was open. And it's just like their minds don't go past
only where it goes.
It's only what you say. You didn't say, but you didn't say that. Why didn't you just say you wanted me to zip it?
What do you feel like contributes to that? Do you feel like it's laziness?
I don't know if it's laziness, but I do think that they don't complete the circle.
Do you think it's us?
I don't know if it's
did we enable that, or did life enable that, or
I think that sometimes parents, we do enable our children a bit into the point where when they are going through something, we just feel like, okay, let me just go ahead and just fix it now so that you're good, right?
Yeah.
Instead of allowing that process of how do I get through this, or how do I figure this out? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's a generational thing, though. I will say that they're very intelligent kids. And I see it all the time at school. You know, you'll be talking to students and, hey, did you finish the assignment? Yeah. Did you upload the assignment?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know I needed to upload it. How did you think I was going to get it? Like, how did you think you were going to turn in your assignment if you didn't upload it? Oh, I didn't think about that part.
I find myself often, even when I was coaching, in my head, I'm like, that made sense to you? Like, did that make sense to you? And then I know that it did because they did it.
Mm-hmm.
But in my head, I'm like, that made sense.
How? Unfortunately, I do think that, and this might be me being a dead horse, but I think it goes back to a lot of technology.
I agree.
I think that everything is so simple for them.
Hey.
I think, like, I mean,
not to cut you off. I want to.
What?
One of my kids said, how did y'all know where to go if y'all didn't?
If you ain't had a GPS? Well, it's that, right? Everything that they have is so easy.
Like they want a step of having to get onto whatever platform we had, type in, get the printed instructions.
Yeah.
And like,
you had to pay attention to the street signs.
You had to do it.
When you was in the car, you paid attention to where you were going. It wasn't like your phone was just telling you. Now, don't get me wrong, GPS is wonderful. It's so glad we have it. But it's crippling of a sort because the kids don't pay attention to where they're going.
Like north, south, east, west, or just in general, like
basic things.
Yeah.
Google is wonderful, but they use it for everything.
Yeah,
we used to have to get a Webster's dictionary at school. You used to have to get it out and be like, how you spell this word? You know what I'm saying? Like,
legit.
Now they got autocorrect, you know? So it's just things that make life easier have really kind of, I feel like, crippled our children. Like, kids don't know how to talk to each other. We talk about that all the time, too.
We talked about that.
You know, if I tell my students, hey, y'all doing a group project, they'll sit there and look at me like I just cursed them out.
God.
Oh, you want me to talk to other people? Like, you want me to interact with other people? Where they would just rather sit at their desk on their phone, scrolling through TikTok or watching stuff on Netflix without communicating.
I am the mom that's like, you ain't gonna be on that iPad all day. You're gonna find you something else to do. You're gonna find you somebody to talk to. Like, I'm that mom because I know that it's a lost ability.
And then they don't know how to
communicate.
They don't know how to talk to each other. All they do is text. Then they text in shorthand, which mess up their spelling.
I don't even let them, like my cheerleaders and my children, like they know if they send me a text, hey, spell out all these words. I don't got time to be trying to figure out what's what. Like,
what you trying to say.
And they be like, no, I don't have time for that. And then one thing that I'm really big on with my kids is knowing how to, not granted how you talk to your friends is how you talk to your friends, but knowing how to address an adult. When it's so apparent when I'm around, and I don't judge because I understand we all have a different upbringing, but it like literally my ears be bleeding when I go somewhere and I don't even hear them greet the person.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, so say we're at a restaurant.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna speak to you.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm gonna say, good morning, how you doing? Now, whether they decide to speak or not.
She'll do that to me too. If I send her a text message and I'm like, it could have been this morning. And if I would say, hey, what time are you gonna be here? The first text that she's gonna send back to me is gonna say, good morning. And then I'll say, good morning. What time are you going to be here? Now, bringing it back to the whole improv thing, do you feel like in your life that being such an improv person, do you think that's helped you? or do you think it's hurt you in certain aspects of your life?
I think it's helped me more than it's hurt me because I'm able to navigate quickly through change. It's provided me with the ability to navigate through anything, with or without instruction. Now, granted, sometimes I do want the instruction, but if I don't have it, I feel like I've developed the ability to figure it out.
Now, why do you say that it hurt you also?
Because, you know, one thing that Eric and I sometimes, occasionally get into it about is that I can be impulsive.
Oh, you impulsive?
Just
No.
occasionally.
All the time.
Nope. Before this podcast, I was talking to another best friend and we were talking about a possible trip. And I was like, yeah, I'm going. And they was like, you don't know any details. You don't know. I'm going. But I feel like for that, it can be a not so great quality because I haven't even had time to check things and go through the instructions to make sure I'm making the best decision.
Right.
Now,
You're finding out the dates.
Exactly.
How much it's going to cost.
I don't be caring. And as you become older and more stable and more critical of how your decisions affect you, it is important. But I will say that I'm trying to move towards being a little bit more balanced.
Okay.
Because I do think it's important.
I'm her instructions person because she's so improv.
Eric, I don't think you're improv at all. You can.
I am. And the best way I've explained it to other people that have come on the show is just that I am an instruction person.
You are.
But because I am such an instruction person, people trust me.
Oh, of course.
And people know that, hey, she gonna do by the book.
That's true.
And she gonna do right. And when I have that trust in someone and they know that, hey, I'm going to take care of a situation, it allows me to improv. You know?
I agree.
I
agree with that.
I think about, back when we were, doing our homecoming and our prom together. In that time, I learned that my principal liked things done a certain way. And, I would do those things in a certain way. And then, of course, it allowed for me to say, can we do something a little bit different? He was more open to it because I developed that trust. Yeah. So I think that's how I've always been in my entire life. Even when I was a kid, I was that kid that if my parents said I couldn't go, I ain't go. It wasn't like I was trying to sneak.
I applaud you. That's not me,
But on the flip side of that, right? My friend's parents was calling my mama like, hey, is Erica going?
I'm cool with it.
If Erica going, then my kid can go. Yeah. But if Erica not going, then nah. It allowed for me to be able to have more freedom because I was I was rule follower. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like that makes sense.
Yeah, doesn't it?
So
now that we're adults, it makes sense, don't it?
I mean, it makes sense. Do you think you have kids that are a bit more by the book and kids that are a bit more impromptu?
Oh man.
Like 2 out of 3. Like, how does that look with your kids?
My kids are best way to answer this question without telling too much information, right?
Right.
I know my kids gonna watch this.
Right. Mine too. They gonna be like, what's she gonna say?
What's she gonna say? No, I definitely think that my kids are instruction based, right? For the most part. I do have one that I feel like is more improv. One of my 3 is more improv than instructions. But my other 2, they too instructional. Like, I know I say this all the time about my son. Like, he's so black and white. There's no gray. Like, for a long time, but he didn't understand sarcasm. And all 3 of our kids got, they're gonna follow the instructions, especially like when it comes to school and things like that. Yeah, my improv kid, man, she put me through sometimes.
I get you.
Yeah, but love her to death, but she's a great kid, but there's just a lot of things that I think she's just trying to figure it out. We can tell her, hey, like if you do this, like these things are gonna happen, but she one of them kids that gotta find out on her own. And so you want kids to be curious, you want kids to kind of figure things out. And we've gotten to the point where when you figure things out,
like, I'm done.
Me and mommy coming to help rescue you. No, you're gonna have to figure it out the whole way, you know. So and I think that's one thing that my wife and we both try to instill in them is that, like, you have the choice to make the right decisions in life.
Right.
Once you choose to do wrong, you no longer have the choice of your consequences. Like,
right.
So in our house, if you're disrespectful, you had a choice to be not disrespectful.
Right.
You made a bad choice.
Right.
So here are the consequences.
Right.
Because that's
Right.
just what happens in life.
Right.
You know? So what do you think? Because you talk about me having a lot of kids. You got a whole heap. You got a starting five.
So I'll say this. Younger, half and half for sure.
Okay.
2 improv, 2 by the book. The little one,
different.
We're not quite sure.
Like what category she falls into?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I think that she has more of a balanced life, if I'm being honest. But out of my older children, 1 very by the book, 1 partially pretty much by the book. The other 2 are going to figure it out.
Yeah.
And you see the children who have to make a few more mistakes because they want to figure it out on their own.
Right.
And interestingly enough, me and Kalia, my oldest, we had this conversation yesterday. And I was very proud of her. It was a very honest, raw conversation. But the conversation was, dang, so many people were commenting on the changes I've been making. Was I awful? Was I that bad? And I was like, yes. But no, I said, it wasn't that you were awful.
Yeah.
I said, I got to be real honest with you. You guys have opportunities that everybody doesn't have.
Yeah. And I think that's what kids miss because I think what people see is you have so much potential.
Right. I'm not saying there's not space for grace because I made a lot of mistakes.
We've been given a lot of grace in our life.
And I said, it felt like you wanted to make all of the mistakes. Like you didn't say, I know well enough to know this is right from wrong. And I said, how many times were you and your brother the only person in the friend group that had a car? Nobody's required to buy you a car. But you were the one in the friend group that had one.
Right.
I said you would be surprised at how many cheerleaders were not able to move forward in the program because they didn't have the money. And again, I'm not judging their parents because I get it. But you guys have been afforded all of these opportunities. And in my opinion, for whatever reason, it felt like, I don't care nothing about that. I'm going to go out here and I'm going to just learn the way I want to learn.
And that's one thing I'll say. I never understood, right? Because and my mom can probably attest to this, but when I was a kid, if my mama said, go left, I was going left. Like it wasn't no question. Like
I was probably going to go right.
I know you were. You absolutely were going to go right because you want to see why she telling me to go left.
Exactly.
I'm going left because my mama know more than I know. You know what I'm saying?
Most kids don't think like that. One of the biggest things that me and my daughter used to get into it about was like some of her friends. And I'm not saying that my daughter is free of fault, but I'm one of those birds fly or fail together. So if you
birds of a feather flock together
or
fail together. I got you.
If you look at my present day friend group, I have friends that literally motivate me to be this amazing mom or this amazing businesswoman. I said, Kalia, let's make sure the friends that you're picking are not just placeholders because you're lonely. Y'all, I don't want to be friends with a bunch of people that act and think just like me. I can't have that because I don't grow like that.
Yeah.
So I told her, like, one of the things I struggle with is that I feel like you didn't pick the right kind of friends, nor were you the right kind of friend.
Yeah.
And that determined a lot of what happened to you. Because if I'm with you, like you said,
if she with me, she gonna act right.
I'm gonna act right. And I'm not saying if she's with me, she's gonna act wrong, but
no, if I'm with her, she gonna act right. She don't have that influence on me.
No.
If she gonna go left, I'm like, cool, I'll see you later.
Influence is so important these days. Yeah. And I don't think kids really realize how much influence the people around them have.
They don't realize the power that they have. And I see it every day in the classroom. And I tell them all the time, if you are the only person in your circle that has something to lose, you need to go get in another circle. If you are the person that's keeping everybody else afloat in the group, it's more of them, and they gonna pull you down before you were able to pull all of them up. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I remember Nikita, and she's my business friend. Like, when I think about my friends, she's the corporate
handle her business.
Like, literally,
she the real deal, Holyfield.
She is, and she would literally, hey, what's Q1 goals? And I'm like, girl,
she started talking in lingo. We don't even understand.
We don't even understand. But that's that friend, and I have other friends that have so many other special qualities that I'm so grateful for. Like, when me and you plan events together for our school, for our alma mater, like we're like this. Like
Mhm.
I'm improv, your instruction, but we come together and we create something so beautiful. And I
Yes.
ask my kids all the time, what are your friendships creating?
So
Mm.
I gotta say, not too much building going on over there.
Oh, was I supposed to be starting?
Yeah, you've been supposed to start.
Nobody told me nothing.
You've been had the
See,
instructions.
hold on.
You done separated all your
You was
pieces.
building too.
Nah, you got
Oh.
it. You got all of that. I just
wanna
started
be
it for
clear
you.
that the instructions weren't clear. Let me see. Step 2. Hold on.
It's all good. Go ahead.
She did
But
not
why you
tell
do
me
that? I didn't say you could build.
No,
You had.
you just told me to open it.
I'm sorry.
This us.
This
Y'all
is us.
wondering. This us.
Hey,
Did y'all hear her say?
You can start building. I didn't know I needed to give that much instruction, but I got you because you an improv person. I figured you were just gonna start.
I mean, that's true. I give you that one. I give you that one.
I gotta ask you, what are you building in your life right now, brick by brick?
Lord, everything. Okay, so if I'm being honest, I've lived like 10 lives at this point. No, I'm being honest. I've been a mom. I've been a teenage mom. I've been a college student. I've been a fiance. I've been a wife. I've been a divorcee, whatever it is. I've lived so many lives, and I'm constantly reinventing myself. You know what I mean? I tell people all the time, your life is your life, and nobody can make you feel any way about it. So I feel like I'm rebuilding my life brick by brick, day by day, and I'm doing it in a way that makes me feel comfortable, and I'm figuring out who I am and what I like, and the person I was at 20 is not the person I am now. So transparently speaking, I'm building my life.
So what do you think the hardest part of rebuilding your life right now is? Because I mean, obviously, giving yourself grace.
Like, it's hard. Comparison is the thief of joy. And I think a lot of times with social media, people like, oh, well, I see this person and they're doing this. That's not your life.
Yeah.
That's not your journey. Hey, you got to live your life for you, and you got to make decisions for you, and what's good for you may not be what's good for somebody else. So I think one of the hardest parts for me is remembering that this is my life.
Yeah.
And although I'm in charge in some capacity, I give a lot of that to God, because I feel like, hey, order my steps.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it's all in God's time.
Like, I remember one of the biggest struggles I had, Erica, and I don't even know if you really know this, but one of the biggest struggles I had is that, y'all know I had my son. I was 19 at the end of my freshman year, I guess.
Yeah.
I said that to say, y'all were graduating. And I don't think she meant it, but my mom would always ask about all of y'all, right? And she would be like, oh, how is so-and-so? And I'd be like, I don't know. Shoot.
It frustrated you.
I won't say it frustrated with me, but it was also like, stop asking me, because I'm not there. Like, it took me, and don't get me wrong, I'm very proud of myself. It took me 7 years, right, to graduate from undergrad. And it was one of those things I had to constantly remind myself that my journey was different. I really hold on to reminding people that you cannot compare your life to somebody else's life. You cannot compare your decisions to somebody else's decisions, because, I mean, if I'm being honest, I decided to say, I'm going to have my daughter, I'm going to have my son, because I knew that that was what I wanted to do. And because that was what I wanted to do, it was going to change the trajectory of my life. Because where was I supposed to go?
Right.
Where was I supposed to go when I graduated high school?
I forgot.
You did not forget. Where was I supposed to go when I graduated high school? What college did I want to go to, Erica?
I don't.
Erica, yes, you do know.
In my defense, it was 20 years ago.
No, you know.
Can I get a hint?
What did we used to go see at the Dome? Or what was it at the Dome?
Battle of the Bands.
Okay, who was in Battle of the Bands?
You wanted to go to FAMU?
I wanted to go to FAMU.
Really?
I wanted to go. I wanted to be a rattler.
You wanted to be a rattler.
I wanted to go to FAM, sir. Shut your mouth.
Shout out to FAMU. No hate, y'all.
So much so my grandmother was willing to go with me.
Yeah.
And she was like, I'll go with you and I'll help you with Kalia. And in my head, I'm like, that's unfair to you.
Yeah.
I don't want you to have to make that sacrifice, because I decided to be a mom at 16. So I stayed.
Yeah.
I stayed and I went to Georgia State.
Mm-hmm.
So my life choices landed me at Georgia State. I started at Georgia State, ended up having Kai, made a transition to Chattahoochee,
Mm-hmm.
got my associates in a year, got my bachelor's in marketing at Kennesaw. So I tell people all the time, I just have to remember that my journey is my journey and nobody else's. And I can't compare it to anybody else's, no matter how difficult that is at times. Because like you said, you see people married, you see people with kids and with good careers. And if you don't have those things, you're like, dang, am I behind?
Yeah. Right?
Even at almost 38, I'm like, what I want to be when I grow up. And it's not, don't get me wrong, it's not that I don't love my job, but is this all I want to do? Or do I want to try something else? What does my life look like 10 years from now? What does it look like 20 years from now? Am I doing the things now that's going to put me where I want to be in the future?
Yeah.
So when you talk about building brick by brick, that's what I'm doing right now. It's figuring out what that looks like for me.
What do you feel like keeps you going?
My faith. I have a very, very, very big faith. I often tell my kids and really anybody who will listen, I am where I am because God has always kept his hands on me. And I've never been in a situation where God didn't see me through.
Yeah.
I mean, I could say my kids, but I don't put that much value in that because God gave them to me. And
he blessed you with who you need in your life.
Exactly.
You know
who
what
I
I'm saying?
needed in my life and who I became. And when people are like, oh, you're such a good mom, I'm what God called me to be.
Yeah.
So if he called me to be a good mom, then that's what I'm going to be. Am I a perfect mom? No. But that's who I want to be. I want to be whoever it is that glorifies him. And it's not to sound too churchy, but I've been through a lot. I was a teenage mom at 16, walking around navigating what that looks like to be a mom. I was a mom again at 19. I'd be talking to my older kids, but I'd be telling, I'd be like, dang, when I was your age, I had 2 kids. They was like, I don't see how. I don't see how. I'm barely making it with just myself. But they'd be like, you had us and you did it so gracefully. And I'm like, God, because I definitely couldn't do it by myself, my family.
Yeah.
So I tell them it's nothing too big for God. But I have to remind them the quicker you can determine where you want to place your value and, you know, who you want to call out to when you're going through things, the better you'll be.
I just got to tell you, like every day when I wake up, I'm a cheerful person.
Yes, you are.
I go to work. I'm good morning. What's up? Good morning. Good morning. How y'all doing? Y'all blessed? You know what I'm saying? How you feeling today, Coach? I'm blessed. You know, I can't complain. So that is just who I am.
That is.
And all the time people say, Coach, why are you so happy in the morning?
You are.
And my response is, I woke up. Some people didn't. Somebody went to sleep last night and didn't wake up this morning. People, I think our faith has always gotten us through a lot of things.
Of course.
I know you didn't have some days and I didn't have some days where we was like,
man,
girl, I don't know how that bill's gonna get paid, but God. Like, who do you think supports you? I mean, through this transition or this, you know, re-identification period that you're in?
I would say my family. God really did his big one when he gave me the family that he gave me. I think that he knew that I was going to go through the things that I'm going through. And I think he said, I'm gonna make sure you have all the support you need.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure you have everything. I mean, all of my family, and the reason why I'm choosing not to single them out is because everybody in my family plays a very pivotal role in my life. You know what I mean? I know it's a lot of people, like when people be like, oh my God, you have so many friends. I say, it's not like that. I just feel like God knew I needed it.
Mm-hmm.
He knew what I was going to go through. He knew I was going to need the family that I have.
When you a friend of Desiree's, her whole family come in that package. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody.
And shout out to the whole fam, because like I said, you know, we've been friends 24 years. So they just it's an incredible family. Now they gonna all show up too. You hear me? They gonna all show up. But your entire family dynamic, man, it's a lot of y'all, but it's a lot of love and it's a lot of support. I was there when you were pregnant at 16, and that was a whole thing in itself, right? And I don't know, I think that's when we got the closest. That's when we got the closest. Which is so weird. I didn't know nothing about
You didn't, but
I didn't know nothing
when I
about
tell
nobody
you
being
were the
pregnant.
perfect friend, though, like
at 16, I had nothing that I could suggest or give no feedback on, but I was just
one of
there.
the best things that you did for me.
What?
Um,
I don't know what she about to say. I'm nervous.
look, I'm trying to make sure I do this right, so Eric ain't got to come back behind me and fix it.
It's okay.
Sometimes being present means a lot more to people than other people think, and being unbiasedly non-judgmental. But walking through the hallways pregnant,
You get
seeing the eyes, seeing the judgment. Mind you, though, so let me be, because I'm very direct. Knowing that this came from a decision that other people were also making, I just chose to be accountable. It was very hard to see people judge you, to become, oh, that was the varsity cheerleader that got pregnant. Mind you, it's because I chose to keep my baby.
Right.
Because that was a conversation of whether I would or wouldn't. You know? And I was like, me being me, who I've always been, hey, I'm keeping this baby. So I remember, and I applaud my mom. Let me be very clear. I applaud my mom. But I pretty much said, hey, Mom, you got a choice. And this is me at 16. You got a choice. You can either choose to help me or you can't. But I'm going to have this baby. I'm going to be a mom, and I'm going to do the best that I can.
Yeah.
I would love your support. But if I don't get it, I understand. And I know that was heartbreaking for her. But to have friends like you who literally just show up, no matter what, people almost make you feel like, well, don't hang around her. She got pregnant. Da 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 da.
I wasn't worried about getting pregnant.
Remember we know. But remember, I told you other people were making these same types of decisions.
No, for sure.
So to be ridiculed for the same things that other people were doing, it was tough.
Oh,
because my whole life changed. The minute I said, you know what, I'm going to decide to be a mom, everything about my life changed. And don't get me wrong, I wouldn't trade it for the world. But at this point, I'm no longer going to fam. I'm no longer being a cheerleader. But when you have the friends that I have that still showed up no matter what, it truly means the world to you. So maybe that also constitutes or has a big role in why I'm still so close to the people I was close to. Because very few people now know me or knew me before I was a mom. I've literally been a mom. Next month will be 21 years.
That's crazy.
You see what I'm saying? So I was telling somebody yesterday, I don't even remember my life before I was a mom.
We used to have fun.
I do remember that, but
let me just say this. I remember it was going into our junior year.
Okay.
And you had made varsity cheerleader, and you called and told me.
Really?
Yeah, you called and told me. And I just remember being like shocked because I was like, man, she just made varsity cheerleader squad and everything, man. Like, it was crazy. It was wild. But I will put a lot of my support on, I'm gonna say my mama, because if you know my mama, she ain't gonna judge nobody. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, we all know, we see it on TV, we see it in real life that, if you have a friend that somebody get pregnant, you'll have parents that'll be like, oh, well, yeah, you shouldn't be hanging out with her. You know what I'm saying? I never had that. So my parents was like, they knew me and Desiree was rocking hard when she was pregnant. You know what I'm saying? But
they fed me, y'all.
Yeah, I mean,
every week. They fed me every week.
Hey, every Sunday we watch football. We wouldn't even be at the same house. We'd be on the phone watching the game. And then I would take her a plate, on Sundays. I just felt like,
crazy.
She needed a friend. She needed somebody. And so I was just trying to be a friend. And so, that's how we became who we are now. I remember how tough that was for you. And because when I say she was outside, she was outside. I wasn't outside like Desiree was outside. You know what I'm saying? So she was very much active. She was very much always, hanging out. And so then when she got pregnant, like she said, she had to reinvent herself as a mom. And I was always just so proud of you for doing what you did. You know what I'm saying? Because, it's a lot of people that go through stuff like that and they
make another decision.
I mean, it's a lot. and people say, it makes life hard and all kind of things. It does make your life different.
No, I make it hard. I'm not even gonna.
It make it hard, but it don't make it impossible.
No,
is what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying?
One thing I will say, and I don't fault her. One of my aunts was very, very adamant about me not moving forward, not because of any reason other than she didn't want it to hold me back in life.
Okay.
The adult me completely understands.
Mm-hmm.
The adult me is like, dang, I see. Because she even said, like, be married first, enjoy your spouse first. Being a parent affects every aspect of your life.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're a parent, and let's just say you are not with the other parent, now that means you got to date.
Mm-hmm.
So now that means you got to put yourself out there, date while you have a kid, figure out that balance. Like, as an adult, I completely understand why she gave me that advice, or why she wanted that to be my decision.
Yeah.
But I still wouldn't have changed it. If I find out today that, I won't even just say my kid, but just anybody, I'm not going to force anybody to make any decision, right? I think it's my job to educate you on what those decisions look like. But I would be a liar if I didn't say my life got 10 times harder when I became a mom.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. I never looked at my decision, is what I'll call it, as impossible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And really, who said something? I told you, Miss Valentine. Okay, well, I'm still expecting you to graduate, and I'm still expecting you to be great. And
she didn't slip, man. Them grades were still grading.
3.721.
You know what I'm saying? Still graduated with honors.
And I think it's those people who, I'm not saying you applauded my decision. Let me be clear, because I don't think you were applauding teenage pregnancy. I think you were applauding the accountability of it.
Yeah.
And then my decision to not be a statistic.
Because
I just always knew who I wanted to be, and I wasn't letting none of these kids get in the way of that.
Yeah.
So if y'all with me, y'all with me. So in every graduation picture, you see me and my kids, like, y'all here.
Yeah. They was there the whole time with you.
Whole time. Them my little homies.
And then they be working all the events too. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, they got to. They were my first employees at like 2 and.
Well, I gotta applaud you, friend, because you did that bill pretty quick. I'm proud of you. Your orange cat is complete. How'd you enjoy it? How'd you enjoy building that?
This one was a lot easier.
A lot easier than that last.
The last one rocked me to the point where I didn't even realize I had did something wrong until Erica told me. And then even when she told me, I had to figure out how to fix it. I like this though.
You like it?
Yes, I like it.
Would you build Lego again?
Of course.
I know this is your second time.
With my friends though.
Yeah, you got to build with a friend. You don't think you just buy a set and just when you want to?
I'm more of a puzzle chick.
Oh, okay.
I do puzzles.
But puzzles, I mean,
they're similar. They're very similar.
Yeah. Did anything surprise you about building this?
Just how quickly I got it done.
I think it's supposed to have a little. Let me see the picture.
Well,
before I say that you finished it, is it supposed to rock or is it?
This him doing a little bend down.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, you got it. No, you did it. Is there anything that you would take or learn from either building Lego or just this conversation that we've been having today?
Just the aspect of building. Yeah. Just like overall concept about life in general. It's a step-by-step, brick-by-brick process. And just to continue reminding myself that my speed is my speed.
Yeah.
My process is my process. With or without instructions, I just have to go step by step.
And that is one of the great things about Lego that I do love. I think that it is a great representation of just life. You know what I'm saying? We all just a bunch of pieces trying to turn into something beautiful. You know what I'm saying? And we might fall, we might break, we might lose a couple pieces, but we can build it back up. And then if you want to recreate yourself, you can take this set apart. It's funny that you actually did a creator set, which is a 3-in-1, which you can take all these same pieces, and break it down, and build something else, and it's still gonna be beautiful. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we're just dropping dimes over here. You know what I'm saying? Those stack conversations.
Hey, I'm for it.
All right, well, listen, you know how I feel about you. I love you so much. I appreciate you for taking your time out of your busy schedule, because she's a busy woman. She's a hardworking woman. But I appreciate you coming on here, sharing your story, sharing your journey, and just enjoying this time with me. Any last comments you want to say?
I just want to reiterate how proud of you I am. I think this next step in your journey of podcasts and stack conversations. I think it's just the next step. It's the next brick. And I'm so proud of you. Like I said, Erica's probably by far one of my most disciplined friends. And I could learn a lot from her. I do learn a lot from her. And I just want to thank you for even considering me.
Of course.
And nothing says you have to stay friends with people after high school or after this or after that. And you've been one of my most consistent friends.
I appreciate that. When I got married, I'll say this real quick. When I got married, on my website, it was like, oh, my best friend such and such, my best friend such and such, and it was somebody was like, you can't have all them best friends, and I was like, yes, I can, because at some point in my life,
they've showed up.
They showed up, and they were my best friend. It's hard to find friends like that. So when you find them, make sure you hold on to them, and make sure you always show them that same love and appreciation in return. She's just been a blessing. I appreciate you. Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all follow my girl Desiree at AMEE_events on all social media. She puts on some amazing events. Y'all reach out to my girl for if y'all ever need anything. And I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe, follow us. We post weekly. So make sure y'all come back next time. This has been Stack Conversations with your girl, Sweetie Bricks, where we talk about life and build Lego one brick at a time. Y'all be safe. Peace.